Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and welcome back to Virtual Cheese Emporium. Today, all of my lovely customers will be watching me and my family prepare for the special holiday that we all celebrate together. And I have finally reached the age where I am necessary, important, and dare I say vital to the Thanksgiving prep work this year, so I am going to be helping out a whole bunch. And so I can complete my duties as a necessary, important, and dare I say vital part of the family, I have graciously decided to help on the dessert forefront in our large and elaborate plan in achieving Thanksgiving dinner nirvana. The only trouble is I have no idea what dessert I should make. I am an ambitious lady who will try baking anything once, but there are lots of options to choose from, and I can't seem to land on which one I should try baking for Thanksgiving this year. Let me consult my sentient hoodies and see what decisions that they shall make for me, because I can't seem to make this decision on my own. Hey everyone, I'm the Black Hoodie, and I think that Swiss should make an apple pie for Thanksgiving. It is an easy dessert. She's made it 3 times before. Yeah, she's made it over the summer, so she's definitely had time to perfect it. And it's a classic Thanksgiving dessert. If anyone can do it, Swiss totally can.
Hi everybody, I'm the White Cat Hoodie, and I think the Swiss should make a peach cobbler for Thanksgiving. She's never made one before, so it'll be an entirely new experience, and the last time she's had one, it was really good. So I think she can replicate it to perfection.
Hello, I'm the Rainbow Hoodie, and I have a slightly crazy idea. I think Swiss should make both desserts for Thanksgiving. She can make one the day of and one the day on Thanksgiving, so that they'll be fresh and ready to eat, and everyone will enjoy them. Does that sound okay to everybody? Because that sounds pretty feasible to me. Alright, yeah, that works with me.
I love it. It sounds like so much fun.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I could help everybody. It is good to make a nice compromise, or do both if you can. Alright everyone, we have our plan laid out. We are going to be making a special 2-in-1 baking video for all of your viewing pleasure. We are going to be making a scrumptious, delicious, and absolutely amazing peach cobbler and apple pie for everyone to eat and enjoy. Do I think that they're going to come out great? Well, of course I do, but I am pretty biased. So we have to bake them to find out. Let's go, everybody! Here we are, everybody. We are baking our peach cobbler first. So, of course, in classic fashion, we need to get our ingredients and our lovely recipe. Our very first step is to start out with the batter. Get your flour, sugar, salt, milk, and baking powder, whisk it all up, and set it aside. And now onto the baking dish. Melt around 3/4 cups of butter into your pan, and make sure the butter is warm and not hot. Now combining. We're going to be doing a lot of that in this video. You got to pour your batter into the melted butter. If it looks a little weird mixed together, don't worry, that's totally normal. And just like that, we're starting on our peaches. Wasn't that super fast? Combine your peaches, sugar, some lemon juice, and some optional vanilla extract. Now, take your combination, boil it for exactly 3 minutes, then stir constantly until it's all soft and syrupy. Now pour all of that peachy goodness into your batter and butter until it's all luscious and soft and yummy looking. And lastly, we sprinkle a whole bunch of cinnamon and nutmeg on top. It's going to bake into the crust and the peaches and be all delicious. It should smell really good too. Time to put our lovely creation into the oven. And here you are, my dears, my very first peach cobbler. History has been made! Now, after a quick break, we're now on to making an apple pie. As always, you gotta start with your crust. Mix together your flour, sugar, ice water, and some butter. By the way, when you add that butter, you gotta make sure it's super cold. And you have to cut it all up with a pastry cutter. It should look like the thing I'm holding in my hand. Ooh, one more thing. When you add your ice water to the dough and mix it all together, you need to only add a little bit at a time. You don't need to add the full glass. And add flour if the dough gets too sticky. And now we gotta knead that dough. Spread flour on your cutting board and knead the dough like there's no tomorrow. Now, wrap your pie crust up and put it in the fridge for later use. It should chill in there for about an hour. We're gonna start on our apples. Slice up all of your apples and put them in a nice big bowl. Now, what are we gonna add to that lovely big bowl of apples? We're gonna be adding white sugar, lemon juice, cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, and a little bit of flour. It's a bit of a long list, but so worthwhile in the end. And now we're gonna combine it all together. Mix it up. Look how pretty our apples are. Aren't they just gorgeous? And now we finally set the whole pie up. Get your dough out and spread out the flour. Now we are going to retrieve our rolling pin and roll out the dough as wide as we can. But make sure it's not too thin, because then the pie will fall apart and that'll be kind of sad. When you are finished with your tasks, let's get it into the dish. Mom had to help me with this one, so basically, do what she's doing. Now, as you could initially tell, the crust is way too big, so all we have to do is cut away the spare edges that you don't need. You can store them away for later. And we also can't have dough flaps all over the edges, so fold them all over into the pie crust. It'll give them some extra strength points. Even more fusion time! We are now combining the apples, the dough, and the crumble. Oh, speaking of crumble, you need to know how to make it. Combine flour, brown sugar, and softened butter, then mix it all up. And finally, spreading out our crumble. Shake it all over the pie, like sugary fairy dust. Here we are, our second dessert ready to go in the oven. Ta-da! My lovely apple pie. By the way, if you can't read what that says, my pie was actually still raw in the middle. Whoopsie! So I guess that wasn't a victory after all. But we baked it again, and now everything is good. Well, my friends and family, after a long and tiring day, our Thanksgiving feast is finally completed. My parents and I cooked and baked all day, and everything turned out super well. It was really cool being a part of this process, and I would definitely help out for Thanksgiving dinner all over again. Not to mention, my desserts were absolutely amazing! Especially for my first time making a peach cobbler, which is actually a pretty easy dessert. But still, I made it and it's great! Even our hoodies like them. Granted, that would be messy and problematic since they're hoodies, but hey, it's fantasy, nobody cares. And last but not least, here are a few pictures of the Thanksgiving food. Thank you once again for coming back to Virtual Cheese Emporium, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye, everyone!